Revisiting Cambodian refugee camps in Thailand. Lessons for the present. The relationship between Thailand and Cambodia is complex, interwoven with both cooperation and tension. In the past, Southeast Asia was rife with political unrest, particularly after the Vietnam War and the conflict between the Khmer Rouge and Vietnam. In the late 1970s, many Cambodians fled to Thailand to escape violence and human rights abuses. Thailand, as a neighboring country, opened temporary shelters to provide food, medicine, medical treatment, and housing. This was done in cooperation with the United Nations and the Red Cross. Many Thai communities welcomed the refugees with kindness. Despite limited resources, they still provided food, clothing, and necessities to help the refugees rebuild their lives and adapt to new surroundings. This story recalls the refugee crises of the past, their daily lives, adaptation in the camps, and how these experiences connect to the present, reflecting Cambodia's perspectives toward Thailand while highlighting humanitarian aid and lessons learned. Half a century ago, Thailand endured both the pain inflicted by the Khmer Rouge and the enormous humanitarian responsibility of helping Cambodian refugees. During the Cold War, Cambodia, especially the Khmer Rouge, became a hostile force that brought war, chaos, and devastation to Thai communities along the border. Thousands of Thai households were forced to flee their homes. From January to August 1977, reports documented more than 400 incursions by Khmer Rouge forces into Thai territory. A turning point came with the massacres at Ban Nang Do, Ban Kok Ko, and Ban Noi Parai in Thap Raya District, Prachinburi Province, now Sakaeo Province. On the night of January 28, 1977, at around 10 p.m., hundreds of Khmer Rouge soldiers attacked, opening fire on villagers while they slept and burning their homes to the ground. Ban Nong Do, located only a few hundred meters from the border, lost 1/3 of its population, 21 out of 64 people. The atrocities included killings, rapes, and brutal assaults. The forces then continued to Ban Kok Ko and Ban Noi Parai, justifying their actions by claiming the land belonged to Cambodia but was occupied by Thailand. Meanwhile, Cambodia itself fell into catastrophe after Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge seized power from Lon Nol's government and implemented an extreme communist policy. They abolished money, halted technological progress, forced collectivized farming, and relocated city dwellers to rural labor camps. Elites, civil servants, royals, and educated citizens were particularly targeted. This disastrous policy, coupled with brutality, led to the deaths of over 2 million Cambodians, about 1 in 7 of the population, due to overwork, lack of medicine, and starvation. Families were uprooted, forced into hard labor, facing malnutrition and constant violence. Beyond internal brutality, Cambodia also faced military conflict with Vietnam. Cross-border incursions and ideological hostility sparked clashes along border and rural areas. Ordinary people bore the brunt, suffering displacement, loss of homes, hunger, and lack of basic services. The suffering of the Cambodian people came in many dimensions. Starvation and food shortages, forced collectivization and war destroyed local agriculture. Limited government rations were inadequate, causing widespread malnutrition and disease. Violence and political repression. Anyone suspected of opposing the Khmer Rouge or linked to the old regime or Vietnam was arrested, imprisoned, or executed without fair trial. Forced labor, restricted movement, and social control became daily realities. These horrors drove thousands to risk their lives fleeing the country. The refugee crisis unfolded suddenly and massively.
Tens of thousands walked for days or weeks through jungles and rough terrain to Thailand, particularly Aranyaprathet district, Sakaeo province, which became the main hub for temporary camps. Their journeys were perilous. Refugees endured hunger, disease, lack of clean water, and danger from armed groups. Yasuko Naito, the wife of a Japanese diplomat trapped in this nightmare, recorded in her book, 4 Years in the Khmer Rouge Hell, how she lost her husband and 2 children, surviving on a single can of rice per day for 4 people, or just 1 bowl of porridge, sometimes resorting to eating snakes, rats, frogs, scorpions, and centipedes. By 1975, around 17,000 Cambodians had crossed into Thailand. By 1979, the number surged to 137,000. Some reports say over 200,000. Most were starving and exhausted, trading dollars, gold, and valuables for food and medicine. The crisis also brought outbreaks of diseases like cholera. Meanwhile, Khmer Rouge forces pursued refugees and planted countless landmines along the border to prevent escapes, mines that later caused immense harm to Thai civilians. Despite suffering attacks from the Khmer Rouge, Thailand responded with humanitarian aid urged by Paul Hartling, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, who promised international funding. Prime Minister Kriengsak Chomanen allowed border camps to open even though the costs reached about 8.75 million baht annually. A Ministry of Interior report in 1980 recorded that Thailand spent 20.95 million baht helping Cambodian refugees that year alone. Thailand established around 18 camps stretching from Sisaket to Trat. One of the largest was Site 2, also known as Nong Camp, in Koksung Subdistrict, Ta Praya District, Prachinburi, now Sakaeo. It sheltered about 30,000 refugees until June 20, 1980, when 2 Vietnamese army companies attacked and burned it down to eliminate Khmer Rouge hiding on Thai soil. This led to a 3-day battle with Thai troops at Ban Non Mak Mun, remembered as the Non Mak Mun Battle. When Nong Chang fell, Thai soldiers relocated refugees to Ang Sila Camp, Site 3, and Nong Samet Camp, Ritisen, near the Stok Kok Tam Temple Complex, later designated Thailand's 11th historical park but badly damaged by use as a refugee camp. Rainwater trenches were dug around the temple, and laterite blocks were dismantled for firewood. With Thai and UN support, refugees at Nong Samet gradually regained health, received sufficient food, and underwent regular medical checkups. Life in Thai refugee camps. Shelter. Families lived in tents or makeshift huts lined in rows. Space was minimal, barely enough for sleeping and small belongings. Privacy was scarce, and noise from neighbors and children was constant. Food and nutrition. UN and Red Cross provided basic rations, dry rice, oil, sugar, and canned vegetables. Enough to survive, but lacking variety. Refugees learned to cook with limited tools and adapt meals as best they could. Healthcare. Temporary clinics offered checkups, vaccinations, and treatments for diarrhea, infections, and prenatal care. Long waits were common, but staff prioritized urgent cases. Education and children's activities. Most children lacked formal schooling, but camps organized basic learning, reading, writing, drawing, to aid development and reduce trauma. Adult adaptation and social life. Adults repaired tents, cooked communally, or engaged in small trades like handicrafts for barter or minimal income. These activities restored dignity and meaning despite hardship. Psychological support. Trauma was profound. Many had lost loved ones or witnessed atrocities. Camps provided counseling and community activities to foster resilience. Long-term adaptation. refugees had to coexist with diverse groups, sharing, exchanging goods, and helping each other. Some stayed for months, planning new lives, awaiting resettlement in third countries like the US, Canada, or Australia. When stability slowly returned, some refugees repatriated to Cambodia, while others resettled abroad. The last group, 199 people, was repatriated on March 3, 1993, from Khao I Dung Camp, Sakaeo. With their return, Thai camps gradually closed, ending a decades-long humanitarian mission. Current perspectives toward Thailand. Although Thailand once sheltered and protected Cambodians, today some groups in Cambodia criticize or accuse Thailand for gating its unconditional past assistance. This reflects historic